So in today's video, we're going to talk about thermal management, as I had promised. We're just going to look at what's on my car. I'm not sure what Miles has on his specifically, but I had mentioned I use PTP. I really like their product, and I really think that thermal management in general is very important. Things like the turbo blanket, being able to control heat going into other parts, components in the engine bay, especially ones that have limited airflow. So for instance, we have gold tape here to help shield in addition to an actual heat shield. But engineering that into your system is very important because we're trying to keep heat where we want it and keep it away from where we don't want it. So heat is good in the turbo system. That helps us out. However, it's not good on the cold side in the air going into the motor. Other places that we don't want it going into our wiring harness. We don't want it going into our coolant lines. So for those places where we're close, and it's kind of hard to tell right there, but we actually have like 1.5 inches between the water lines to the swirl pot and that header. But regardless, I wrapped them up with some PTP heat sleeve to make sure they're as protected as possible. The old turbo kit was a little bit more space intense, and so right there we had exhaust and we had the header and we had the turbo, more or less where my IAG catch can is now sitting. So anyway, it was a leftover from that, but it works out because we want to keep the rubber lines for the coolant from burning through and creating even more issues. So why do I choose PTP? Well, I did a video in my bedroom of all the places of the old hood on this car, which was 2-layer fiberglass. I'm going to cut to that now. It is kind of lower quality, but it will show you that when the turbo had been placed right here, I mean 42R chassis turbo, my Precision 8385, the one that's now down there, it was 2 inches or less from that. And the lava blanket that I got from PTP kept it from burning the fiberglass. It kept it from discoloring the paint. It was amazing. So we're going to cut to that right now. So this is the old hood off my Civic. You can see where the intake is. You can see where I put my shift sector door sticker on it. But if we go right down here where the turbo used to sit, that paint is 100% perfect. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. This is not steel. This is 2 layers of fiberglass. It is as thin as it gets. Finally, I wanted to talk just a little bit about the actual turbo blanket that had been on my car that I was mentioning with the fiberglass hood. So here is the blanket off the car. This is one of the PTP lava blankets. You can see a part number there. It's size huge. I think this one was actually for a T6, but whatever. I was using it on T4 housing. Didn't hurt anything. But what I want to talk about, we're going to move the camera in here a little bit closer. This is what separates the men from the boys, in my opinion, when it comes to the blankets, is when you look at the inside, you start seeing how well this is held up. This has been on there for 3 years. It has seen whatever EGT you get. There's a slightly better view. Whatever EGT you're going to get at 40 pounds on ethanol in a 16-second pull. First, second, and third gear on the traction control, typically negative timing, launch control. This hasn't broken down. Now, there's a lot of lesser turbo blankets and thermal management products on the market that I've seen, where this part here, I'm not sure what it's made from, but I'm going to refer to it as a mat. It breaks down. Like they're using fiberglass, and it looks like insulation. So all of a sudden, that cotton candy starts falling out of these. Maybe you pay half as much, but if you got to buy it every other event or every year, are you really saving anything? And if the heat that your motor makes is enough to make it break down in that short of a period of time, is it even going to save your paint? Is it going to save any of the components around it and do its job? That being said, we're going to move to the unboxing portion of the video. This is some really cool wrap that Manny at PTP, my bro, sent me that we're going to use for various stuff in the car. When you look at this, it is Velcro based. There we go. We're going to give PTP some rep. Turbo blankets, but lots of other stuff. Faster spool up, cooler intake, protected engine bay. That's what I've been seeing. That's why I'm saying this stuff's the greatest. Why I personally choose it. And we're going to open the sleeve up. The way this works is it folds back over on itself and is Velcro. So where I had showed you before with stuff around coolant pipes, you can use this for fuel lines, you can use this for oil lines. It's a little bit distorted, it's not quite formed correctly. But you can see the quality here. You can see that realistically, once this was used, you can wrap it around something. It has their aluminum mylar, whatever material that they're choosing to use in there to keep the heat where it wants to go. Actually, here we go. Where it's not folded. You can get a lot better look at it. And this is similar material to the turbo blanket. So you can see the difference between new and 2 years or 3 years old. Several events per year. So let's say 6 or 7 total, maybe, probably more than that. But this turbo blanket, which is directly on the turbo, has barely broken down in comparison. It looks like it's just dusty to me. But anyway, you can be the judge of that. So big shout out to Manny and all the guys at PTP. Thank you again for continuing to make some pretty awesome products that I believe very strongly in. And while you can save money, certainly, by getting other stuff, I know this works. You buy it once, you don't think about it again. So to me, that says everything I need to know. Quality over quantity, right, guys? Okay, so that sums up this video. Please continue to like, subscribe. This is English Racing's video, so you can see us on Facebook, you can see us on Instagram, all our cars, our customer cars. Obviously, we're on YouTube. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Click the bell if you want notifications of new videos coming out. We're going to be doing a lot more of them. I'm going to be taking on that portion of our media around here. So let me know what type of tech subjects that you would like us to comment on more. Maybe we'll do one on sensors next in a little bit more detail. I did one on my personal page, but we can do one for English Racing, of course. Thanks again to all our sponsors, everybody that supports us, all of the fans. We really appreciate you guys, and you're the reason that we do what we do. Thanks again. Take care.